Well, it's that time again. Let's walk in faith, talk about anime, and grow together. Welcome to Reb's Otaku Talk. Hey Otaku family, welcome to Reb's Otaku Talk Studio Ghibli Fest. I'm your host Reb, and with me are my co-host K2.
Howdy, howdy.
And Raver Mom.
Hello.
This season we're diving deep into the whimsical, heartfelt worlds of Studio Ghibli, where fantasy meets faith and wonder points us back to the creator. Whether you're a lifelong Ghibli fan or just discovering these animated masterpieces, we're here to explore each story through the lens of Christian values. From the skies of Laputa to the forests of Totoro, we'll uncover powerful themes, spiritual insights, and the beauty of God's truth woven into every frame. So grab your favorite snack, open your heart, and get ready for a journey where faith and fandom soar together. This is your Christ Walk with Otaku Talk. Studio Ghibli Fest starts now. Today's episode, we stumble into the world of the Whisper of the Heart to learn of our gifts. Whisper of the Heart was made in 1995. It was written by Hayao Miyazaki and directed by Yoshifumi Kondo. It is a gentle, coming-of-age story that follows Shizuku Tsukishima, a book-loving middle schooler who discovers that every library book she checks out has already been borrowed by a mysterious boy named Seiji Amasawa. Curious about the stranger, Shizuku soon meets Seiji and becomes inspired by his passion for violin making. Their growing friendship sparks her own desire to create something meaningful, leading her to begin writing a story about a magical cat statue called the Baron. As Shizuku immerses herself in writing, she faces the familiar struggles of self-doubt, pressure, and the fear of failure. Yet through perseverance and encouragement from Seiji and her family, and her own inner strength, she learns that dreams take time, dedication, and courage to pursue. Whisper of the Heart beautifully blends youthful romance with this universal journey to find one's creative voice, making it one of Studio Ghibli's most heartfelt and uplifting films. I think this is the first time all three of us have seen this movie, right?
Yep.
Yes. And before we move on, it is Seiji.
Seiji,
Say.
not Se.
Yeah,
Say.
Seiji.
My bad. So should I re-record the whole thing?
Absolutely not. For once, I'm not the one that is saying it wrong.
My bad. All right, so since you are ready to go, Raver Mom, what'd you think about the movie?
I'm actually going to let K2 go first.
Okay, K2.
All right.
What's up?
It was boring. Like for me, there weren't any stakes in it. It's cute. It's wholesome. It's beautifully animated as any Ghibli film is, but it's just like a slice of life middle school drama, essentially.
Yeah, it's a teenager romance.
Yeah.
So you did not like the romance story?
No.
Okay, so we know that K2 likes comedies and war movies, and romance is just not there.
Exactly.
No rom stuff.
Nope.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Raver Mom?
K2 said it very nicely. I didn't like it.
Wow.
I honestly, when you told me after you watched it and you were like, I think you're going to like this movie. I'm like, okay, cool, but no pressure. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, where's the connection? How is this connected to Cat Returns? What the heck is she doing? What is she doing? Why is she doing that? Where did we go? Like, we're talking about this now, but she was just honestly, halfway through, I'm like, what in the world? Where am I? I was confused. I don't like movies like that. I like them whenever they, there's not explanation, but you can come to conclusions on your own. She was bouncing around. No, I deal with middle schoolers every day at school. We have 2 teenagers. I will pass on the middle school drama. And then at the end, I love you. No.
Well, I guess I'm the only person here who actually liked the
Yes,
movie.
you are.
Of course, I like rom-coms and stuff like that. So
Yes. Well, I mean,
it kind of fits into my realm of.
I do too. I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I do too. But like, it was. I mean, Country Road.
Uh-huh.
You're in Japan.
That did throw me for a loop.
Granted, I had to look it up. I'm like, why is this such a significant thing throughout the entire
Yeah.
movie, right? Because sometimes they'll put songs
Right.
in there and it's like an intro little song and it means absolutely nothing. It's just a good, wholesome song to start the movie or end the movie or whatever. And it's supposed to be a metaphor of this little girl's life.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. But you're in Japan,
Okay.
the other side of the world. You're
They-
not in West Virginia. You ain't even close to West Virginia.
Okay.
Like, I liked her, what is the what would you say, her parody. Her parody
Yeah.
song, that would have made more sense.
Okay.
And I could go on, but I'm just going to stop right there and eat my candy cane.
Okay. Well, within the realm of Japan and American music, Japan actually loves American music. I mean, tremendously. Over here, after Too Legit to Quit with MC Hammer, he wasn't so popular here in the States. But over there, he's extremely popular.
I
I
understand
mean,
that.
they love American music, and there a lot of interviews I've seen with Japanese and even Chinese people and country music. They're mesmerized by country music.
Really?
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
they are.
Wow.
And I get that. I do understand that. I mean, I didn't like the movie.
Okay, that's
I have
fine.
a lot of issues with this movie, probably worse than The Cat Returns.
That's fine. You can dislike the movie. I liked it. It made sense to me.
I'm glad it made sense to you.
I mean, it made sense to me too. It was just, corny. Like
It
Hallmark
is a
movie.
Studio Ghibli Hallmark movie.
Yes.
Is exactly
That's-
what it is.
Yeah, that's what I would put it
I mean,
as.
you got to look at the cast. They had
Again,
an
I don't like Hallmark movies.
They had an all-star cast,
I
and
didn't
the
even see
grand
that.
majority of the cast that they had in this movie have been in Hallmark movies. Funny enough.
That is
Okay,
funny.
your main character, Shizuku, she was played by Courtney Snow.
Okay.
Courtney Snow is the redhead from Pitch Perfect, and she's been in a Hallmark movie. That person was in there. Seiji. You remember Noah from Seventh Heaven?
Yeah.
Yep, that was him.
Okay.
And he was also in a couple of Hallmark movies. Her best friend with the braids,
Yep.
Ashley Tisdale, she was also in Hallmark movies. I mean, literally, you can go down the list of every single actor that was in this, and they've all been in a Hallmark movie. All of them.
All right.
So this legit was a Studio Ghibli Hallmark movie. And me, I like some Hallmark movies. Not all of them, some of them.
The only thing they were missing was a Christmas theme to it. That's it. Otherwise, it would be a Hallmark movie.
Well, that's why we're doing it in December. But I personally liked it. I liked the lessons that came out of it. I thought it was pretty inventive because, it came out in, 95? And it paid homage. It had little Easter eggs all inside of it to the 3 movies that came out with Studio Ghibli before it.
Okay.
So if you noticed at one point, you're looking at her desk from the window, and behind her is a witch on a broom. So Kiki's Delivery Service. The part where she finds the cat's eye stone
Yeah.
in her nightmare or whatever, and she picks it up and it turns into a dead canary basically. Pays homage to Castle in the Sky.
Okay.
And there was one other. The name of the manufacturer on the grandfather clock
Okay.
was Porco Rosso.
Really?
I remember
wow.
seeing that, yeah.
I missed that.
So it had Easter eggs in there.
Oh,
And what
that's
was
cool.
really cool is the fact that there was almost little Easter eggs showing what was coming up. Because if you look at the scene where they're sitting, where her and the cat sitting on the train, it is the same setup scenario from Spirited Away, which was
Okay.
like 1 or 2 movies after this one that it released. And it was the same expression, same sitting position. I mean, I guess you could say that was homage to the Whisper of the Heart in Spirited Away. And they, it was a bunch of stuff like that was in there. Another thing that I thought was pretty neat was the fact that this one had a lot of product placement. So you can tell that this one was one of the first ones where they got a lot of corporate sponsors to make the movie, like the Coca-Cola can that was sitting in the, sitting in the yard, somebody littered.
Yep.
And Panasonic, Denon. I mean, there was a lot of like specific
Oh, okay.
where they had the manufacturer's name just sitting there. There was a Panasonic building. Inside of their house was a Denon cassette player box. Funny enough, I owned that cassette player for a while. So that it was stuff like that was pretty neat to see where they were at on their journey outside of the movie and making it
Cool.
even, because this is where they're starting to gain corporate sponsors to make the movie, which is pretty cool. So K2, what would you rate it?
I'll give it a 4 or 5. Yeah, 5. I'll give it a 5.
A 5. Raver Mom. And she puts a 1 in the air as
Ooh.
she's eating her candy cane.
That's rough.
That is rough.
Told you I had issues.
See, I'd give it an 8.
You go ahead and give it that.
I
8.
liked it. So I mean, a 5, a 1, and an 8.
6.
He said 4.
He said a
5.
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're just wishing he said 4. So you said what? That comes up to about a 6?
6. I would say 6.
Okay. Raver Mom's like, yeah, no. From a parental perspective, Raver Mom, did you see anything?
Not really. I know you mentioned something about when the sister goes to take a shower and she takes her shirt off and like she's in her bra,
Uh-huh.
like undergarments.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with that just because of the fact that you go to the beach and you see just
Yeah,
that
you
much.
see that.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's a young adult. Obviously, she's hopefully going. I mean, you hope she has something undergarments on whenever she starts doing that. Other than that, I mean, I personally didn't see. I'd let my girls watch it. I mean, I'd let the boy watch it. Although that part would probably embarrass him and he'd get up and leave. But I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, no.
But then again, I don't know if I'd let my girls watch it just because I don't want them. I love you. To the first guy that says.
Yes,
Something
I
romantic.
will say that the end was very Hallmarkish, where it's like, can I say something crazy? Can you see us getting married in the future? Yes.
Okay, Anna.
I love you. Yeah, that's very Hallmark.
That's very Disney too.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
They finish each other's sandwiches. Yes. But I mean, from a Christian point of view, I can't say anything bad about it either. I mean, it's just a movie with an acquired taste. And that's just about all I can say with it, as you can tell.
Are you saying I don't have taste?
I said an acquired
Yes.
taste. He's
job.
the one who
Good
said
job,
you don't have a
K2.
taste.
Good job, K2.
I mean, I could see where the confusion going into the Cat Returns would be at.
Yep.
And for me, it's, you could see like a twinge of the magic that's within the cat, whenever she stares at it for the first time, and it's like this weird wink type deal that's happening. And the world development of the cat, it's almost like it's from her imagination and she's the one who made it come into existence, which would really explain the way the cat world is set up. How it's so limited, and how like they have to go through the labyrinth. She loved fairy tales.
Yeah.
So the labyrinth was something. And it's at the top of a tall tower. Fairy tales. You know, and just everything in there was fairy tale oriented in the cat world, which in that essence makes sense. So for me, it did bring a little bit more of an eye opener whenever it came to the cat world and the cat returns. And it also kind of brought light to the way the Baron talked about waiting for somebody. I mean, at that point, it kind of gave more information concerning him. So yeah, I mean, beyond that, watch it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Yep.
If you like Hallmark movies, you'll love it. Okay. But when watching this movie, a lot of stuff stuck out to me. From love and faith in oneself, all the way to being slow to anger. But the one thing that really stuck out to me was the lesson that was given to Shizuku by Seiji's grandfather. Whenever he talked to her and gave her the lesson of using the geode. And that reminded me of the parable of the talents in the Bible. And we find that in Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 through 30. And Raver Mom, if you could read that for us.
For it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went at once and traded with them, and he made 5 talents more. So also he who had the 2 talents made 2 talents more. But he who had received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. Now after a long time the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. And he who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 talents more, saying, Master, you delivered to me 5 talents. Here I have made 5 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he also, who had the 2 talents, came forward, saying, Master, you delivered to me 2 talents. Here I have made 2 talents more. His master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. He also, who had received the 1 talent, came forward, saying, Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and I hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master answered him, You wicked and slothful servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has the 10 talents. For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the worthless servant into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
So that was a little bit of a long one, and I know growing up, whenever I heard this story, whenever they were talking about talents, I literally thought they were talking about talent. But in this, talents it's currency, it's money, and it's to represent the gifts that we are given. And that's where we get the saying, if you don't use your gift, you'll lose it. It comes from the parable of the talents. And whenever, like I said, the story and the lesson that the grandfather gave with the geode, this is kind of what it brought me to. The fact that he handed her the geode, and he's like, "What do you see?" And she goes, "I see a rock." And then he told her to put her eye up to it, and he shined a light behind it, and it lit up the crystals inside the rock. And he started talking about how it's like us. We have these gifts on the inside of us, and if we cultivate these jewels, the inside and the side of the geode, he had more emeralds. He's like, these emeralds are worthless until they're cut and polished. And the smaller pieces that are inside of those smaller stones are the more valuable ones, but they only gain value whenever they're cut and polished, and whenever they're cultivated and they're brought to their full potential. And that's basically what the parable of the talents is about. It's God has given us gifts to use and to use for his kingdom, and if we don't use these gifts, well, we're going to lose it, and somebody else with those gifts who actually put them to use, put them into practice, is going to reap much more than what they would have if we too were to use our gifts for the purpose given to us.
I mean, for me, it's just a lot to process. It's a big one we got today.
Yeah, it's a lot. But it's the parables were they're stories with a lesson. And what the grandfather gave was a great example of what a parable nowadays would be.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, essentially the moral of the story is, do your best. You'll always put, 100% into what you're going to do. It's never going to be 100% the first time. It's something that's always going to need to be worked. It can always be improved on.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't knock yourself for it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I liked watching whenever it came to it was how the grandfather responded to, the fact that she wanted to write something. And he, whenever she came to ask if she could write the story about the Baron, how he did something to, I guess, also challenge her a little bit, to get her to, to push her a little bit. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to do this, I want to be the first to read it. Because she could have written it, and from what she was wanting to do, if she wrote it, she wasn't going to let anybody read it. So, I mean, to have somebody there to push you in your gift and to, help you cultivate it and to help nurture it is a big deal. And I mean, that goes back to our favorite word, fellowship. To have those people in your life that will help push you to your full potential, to help push your talents and your gifts to that full potential, so that not just you can reap the blessing that comes from it, but the people who see your gift and the people who experience your gift, they too are going to reap a blessing from it. And sitting, and it shows how sitting idle, you're not going to get anywhere just sitting there doing absolutely nothing.
Yep.
If you sit there and do nothing, you're going to lose it. I mean, I a lot of times whenever I talk about something like this, I talk about a parked car. You could have the nicest car in the world, but if you park it and you park it for too long, it's going to lock up. That thing could have 0 miles on it. You park it for too long, it's going to lock up, and it's going to be worthless. You're going to lose the car before you get to use the car. And if we too sit idle and do absolutely nothing, use nothing, don't use our gifts and our talents at all, we're not going to know how to use them at all. We're not going to be able to do anything. And that's, I don't know, that's pretty scary to, think about. You have the ability to do something, yet you don't do it. And in time, you're not able to do it anymore.
When it comes to this parable, a lot of times what's focused on are the servants and their talents. What is overlooked. So the part that gets overlooked is according to his own ability. The talents that are given to us are exactly what we can do. And then at whatever point we start using them, and then we grow in that talent. And a lot of times what gets in our way is self-doubt. But what we don't realize is our talents are given to us for a reason, and we're capable of doing them. So
what you said about self-doubt is completely true, and we see Shizuku go through that, with her self-doubt, constantly saying that she's horrible at it. As we wrap up today's segment, we're reminded of the powerful moment when Shizuku sits with Seiji's grandfather and learns the lesson of the geode. A rough, ordinary-looking rock that reveals something breathtaking once it's carefully shaped, polished, and brought to life. He tells her that her talent is just like that stone, full of potential, but waiting for dedication, patience, and growth to let its brilliance shine. That moment encourages Shizuku to stop doubting herself and instead commit to developing the gift she's been given. This message echoes beautifully with Matthew 25:14-30, the parable of the talents. Jesus teaches us that our gifts aren't meant to be buried out of fear or insecurity. They're meant to be used, refined, and offered back to God with faithfulness. Just like the servant who invested their talents, Shizuku learns that true growth comes from stepping forward, trying, and trusting the process. Her journey reminds us that whatever God has placed within us, creativity, compassion, and determination, it may start out like an unpolished stone, but with courage and faithful effort, it can become something remarkable. Question. How does the parable of the talents help us think about the importance of developing skills or creativity in everyday life?
Just do your best. Keep practicing at it.
Okay. I think for me, it speaks to what we do every day. I used to say a lot, if you don't learn at least one new thing a day, you're wasting your time.
Yep.
And I guess, for me, it goes down to, in everything that I do or that I'm faced with, if I'm not pushing to move a little further, I'm not going to get anywhere. If I'm not pushing to be better at what I'm doing, then I might as well not be doing it. And it's, important to continue developing the skills that we have just so we can do bigger and better things with the gifts we got. So what is one instance that you were able to let your gift shine?
Pass.
Oh, you don't have a story for
Nope,
us?
I got no story today.
No story today. This one, to me, looking back on those points where your gifts were able to shine, I gotta look back on the blessings that have come from it. Looking at the parable of the talents, whenever the master would talk about, what they gained from it, that gain back, they put, the guy traded 5 talents and he made 5 more. The other one put 2 talents to work and he gained 2 more.
Yep.
That's to represent the blessing that comes from the gift, comes from using it. And whenever I was little, my dad was a sound engineer.
Okay.
And I would, whether he was doing sound for church or he was running audio for big productions like the Miss Florida pageants and stuff like that. I would either be in the booth or underneath the mixer table, and I would watch him, and then it would get to a point to where if he walked away, he would leave me with it, and I would, I just started doing small stuff like adjusting the volume up and down, and over time, it got to a point to where I could hear an issue and know how to look for it and fix it. And I just got faster and faster and faster at doing it. And, live mixing became something that I could do more and more. And I started developing an ear, and, all of that kind of grew to the point of now, doing that, running sound for church, starting a DJ business, and now doing, it's led up to producing our podcast.
Cool.
And if it wasn't for, small moments where the gift was able to shine through, those moments where I was able to break through and accomplish something new, to developing something new, I definitely would not know how to do this. So, yeah, that's kind of where that is for me.
All right.
I don't have a story.
Okay.
I don't like putting myself out there personally, but so I don't. A lot of times when it came to my talents, I was the showpiece. So I don't like being the showpiece. Personally, but when it comes to mine, I do my best, and I know that that's good enough. So.
I mean, what people do need to remember, and I mean, what we can definitely learn and take from, your stance on it, is that we do need to be modest with our gifts.
Yep.
We can become cocky and like to show off and stuff like that. It's not becoming. It's just as bad as not using it, puffing yourself up. So, I mean, I can definitely respect, not putting yourself out there. I mean, the parable of the talents remind us that growth happens when we choose to invest in the skill and creativity that God has placed within us instead of hiding them away. As you think about moments when you let your own gift shine, may it encourage you to continue stepping forward in faith and developing what you've been given. All right, so the past couple of weeks has been a plethora of anime news.
Yes.
A lot of big things are happening in the anime world. Raver Mom's been sending me new stuff all week, and I think it'd be cool to talk about some of them. I think the coolest thing that she sent to me was Johnny Depp being at the Japanese Comic-Con.
Okay.
And the person who was his Japanese voiceover actor also does the voice of Sanji in One Piece.
Cool.
And he had Achiro Oda draw Captain Jack Sparrow in the One Piece style onto these Japanese art curtains, and they presented it to Johnny Depp.
Oh, that's cool.
And I guess there's part of the story that's coming up that a lot of people think that they're going to have Captain Jack show up in the One Piece world.
That would be awesome. I doubt it would actually happen, but that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, it would be.
Even if it's like him just running with the jar of dirt like in the background or something.
They were talking about like the burned man, how like Captain Jack was branded as a pirate, and this pirate also has a black, like an all black ship and stuff. So it kind of
Yeah, we'll pay
it seems
homage.
like it, yeah.
And I know I'm psyched for a new season that's been I've been waiting for a very long time for the saga of Tanya the Evil.
Okay.
The first one came way back in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an old one. And we're just gonna get the second season of it now. We've had 2 movies in between, but it'll be nice to get another season of it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing something like that with MF Ghost, which was the continuation of Initial D.
Okay.
Been sitting around for 3, maybe 4 years, waiting for season 3 to come out, and it's finally being released.
Okay.
I think January, February.
Nice.
So it's going to be really cool to finally be able to finish the race, because season 2 stopped in the middle of a race.
Oh no!
So it literally stopped on a cliffhanger. So yeah, that was annoying. Infinity Castle is kind of bringing a new thing into anime history. It's the first anime that's been nominated for a Golden Globe.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's still breaking down walls.
Nice.
I mean, they're putting out there that Zootopia has made more money already than what Infinity Castle was, but Infinity Castle was focused on one demographic, where Zootopia you can add in the younger kids and stuff like that, so you're going to end up making more money. But it's a animated anime feature that's being nominated for a Golden Globe.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So that's pretty crazy in itself. Yeah, that's going to be cool if they do get a Golden Globe for it. There are a lot of people who don't think that it should, because there's still 2 movies that are coming out with it. But
I can kind of agree with that. It should be all judged as one movie instead of a part.
But, I mean, you got to think though, if just one part of the trilogy is causing, is attracted that much, that if they do get a Golden Globe, then they really have to show themselves for the second and third one. So it might be a push in the right direction for them. They're like, don't drop the ball. Don't drop the globe, so to speak. So yeah, that's going to be cool to see if they actually win it. If they do, awesome. If they don't, then I'll be shocked. So yeah, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
No.
So as we close, let us remember the parable of the talents and how it pertains to our lives and our God-given gifts, and how developing our gifts can change many lives. Join us as we close in prayer. God, I thank you for empowering us and giving us the ability to do all these amazing things and doing stuff that only we can do to help grow your kingdom. God, I pray that you give us a strength to help us to continue to push forward in those gifts and to continue blessing people and receiving the blessings that come from it. And God, we ask that you open our eyes to see you in the wonder and in the lessons and the beauty around us, even in the worlds created by artists and animators. Let our passion for anime draw us closer to your truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Well, thanks for hanging out with us on Rebs Otaku Talk Studio Ghibli Fest. Make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, and don't forget to like and follow us on our Facebook page at Rebs Otaku Talkers and on X at Rebs Otaku Talk. We'd love to hear from you. So drop a comment, leave a review, and share your favorite anime and God moments with the community. Also, check out Rebs Otaku Shop to grab some awesome merch. And don't miss out on a bag of Reps Conco Heat Coffee. The link is in the description below. Until next time, keep your anime collection strong and your faith stronger. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Have a Merry Christmas, guys. Take care.
Buzz Crown, can you keep it up? Listener mail and fan debates. We love the art the Lord creates. From Studio Ghibli to Naruto, God speaks in ways you didn't know. Stories rise like rising sun. We break them down one by one. True, this ain't just hype, it's revelation. Anime with holy inspiration. Otaku life with transformation. Faith and fandom, no limitation. It's Revs! Otaku talk! From J-Jo's post to Spirit Lead, we laugh, reflect, and plant that seed. It's Revs! Otaku talk! So hit that play, don't walk away. Let's geek and grow in Jesus' way. O-T-A-K-U, talking truth in all we do. Revs crew, rolling through. Faith meets fandom just for you.